So I think credit scores are one of the most confusing things about personal finance because they don't always behave the way you'd expect them to. For example, you could have a credit card with a $3,000 credit limit. You could put your groceries, your gas, or any other spending on that card in a certain month, so let's say $1,000. And then at the end of that month, you get your credit card bill where you pay off that $1,000 with no problems. You did the quote-unquote responsible thing by paying on time, not carrying a balance, not paying interest, and not getting charged any late fees. But shortly after paying off your bill, you see that somehow your credit score had a massive drop. Believe me, I've been there, and that's happened to me plenty of times in the past, including earlier this year when my score dropped from being over 800 down to 766. However, I actually let that happen on purpose because I wanted to make this video showing you exactly how I turned around and then boosted my credit score so that it exploded all the way back up by 44 points to 810 the very next month. The truth is that if you've ever seen similar decreases in your score by just using your credit cards normally, or maybe even making a large one-time purchase with them, you're not doing anything wrong financially, but you just might not be following the credit score system the way it was weirdly designed. So today I want to show you 4 steps that can increase your credit score fast for no cost and little effort, as well as the best day to pay your credit card bill as a part of that. But first, we're going to start off here with step number 1, which is to understand something I call your credit card statement's picture day. So back when you were growing up, you probably remember picture day at school when some photographer would come in and then take everyone's photo for the school yearbook. You'd get all dressed up, maybe you brush your hair, or just make yourself look a bit more presentable than usual. And just like you'd want to make yourself look good for picture day, your credit cards actually have a picture day about once per month that you want to make them look good for as well. What I'm talking about is known as the statement closing date, and along with your credit card statement balance and credit limit, those 3 things all play a big role in affecting your credit utilization and the amounts owed factor of your credit score. Credit utilization and amounts owed make up around 30% or nearly 1/3 of your score, so here's how it all works. If we go back to that example where I said you had a $3,000 credit limit, let's say your credit card's billing cycle began with a statement opening date of June 1st and then ended with a statement closing date of June 30th. Let's also say that between June 1st and June 30th, you made $1,000 of total purchases and then did nothing else with your credit card. So when the statement closing date of June 30th comes around, what'll happen is that your credit card issuer is basically going to take a picture of your $1,000 statement balance on that date, and they're going to send that picture over to the credit bureaus like Experian, Equifax, and or TransUnion. From there, after that June billing cycle's over, you'll have what's called a grace period of anywhere from around 21 to 25 days between that statement closing date and your payment due date, which we'll say was July 24th in this example, which you can see on the timeline here. And as long as you pay off that $1,000 statement balance on time and in full by that due date, you'll be good to go. Like I said, you won't be carrying a balance, you won't be paying any interest, and you won't be getting charged any late fees. But because your picture day or your statement closing date showed a $1,000 statement balance relative to a $3,000 credit limit, I guarantee that you will see your credit score drop because of how the credit bureaus look at this. Those credit bureaus are going to take that statement balance that's being reported on your statement closing date, and they're going to divide that by your card's credit limit to calculate that you've got a 33% credit utilization. To them, a utilization that's above 30% is considered too high because it kind of looks like you're overextending yourself, even though you know you're going to pay off that $1,000 statement balance on time and in full by that July 24th due date. I know that feels like a broken system that's penalizing you for no reason, but that's kind of just the way things work because for some people who actually are struggling with credit cards, having a high utilization can be a warning sign that they're in financial distress and they could be in danger of missing payments or not paying back what they owe. So because the credit bureaus can't distinguish whether you're in financial distress or not, they're just going to drop your credit score a bit so that lenders can know they might want to be careful when deciding to approve you for some type of credit, or at least charge you a higher interest rate to compensate them for potential additional credit risk. Again, you're not doing anything wrong financially because you're still using your credit cards responsibly and paying them off, but by having a high statement balance relative to your credit limit, you've essentially made the mistake of forgetting about picture day and then just showing up without making yourself look as good as you might want to. So that's going to bring me to step number 2 here to increase your credit score, and that is to manipulate your credit utilization by essentially lowering the exact statement balance you like reported on your statement closing date each month. Now, this is super important because this basically explains the best day to pay your credit card bill, which is actually split up into 2 days. So the way you can lower your statement balance is by first making an extra payment during your billing cycle, at least roughly 3 to 5 days before your statement closing date. That way your statement balance on that picture day can be essentially whatever you'd like it to be. So what this might look like back in our example here, let's say it's June 25th and you've already made $1,000 in purchases on your credit card during this billing cycle, which makes that your current balance, and you don't plan to do any more spending on this card before the end of the month. So what you could do on June 25th is you can make an optional one-time payment of maybe $970. That'll now leave you with a $30 current balance, which will then become a $30 statement balance on the statement closing date of June 30th, which we can then still pay off by that July 24th due date, just like we originally planned. But now we've effectively paid our credit card bill on 2 separate days by making that larger one-time pay down before the statement closing date, and then the final smaller pay off before the payment due date. By paying down our statement balance early to only $30 relative to a $3,000 credit limit, that's just a 1% credit utilization that gets reported to the bureaus. And what I've learned after using credit cards over the past decade is that having a credit utilization in the low single-digit percentages just like that is amazing for my credit score. But I think there's a lot of misinformation out there that kind of confuses people about what exactly the best credit utilization percentage actually is. Many websites out there claim that you should aim for 30% or lower, which isn't technically wrong because they'll also say the lower the better. But then others say you should aim for 10% and below, and then some people even recommend a 0% utilization. So here's a good rule of thumb that hopefully simplifies things. Ideally, again, you want to aim for having a low single-digit utilization percentage of around 1 to 3% on each of your most used credit cards if possible. Now, if you've got other cards you don't use in a certain month or cards that you pay off in full before the statement closing date that are going to have a 0% utilization reported, that's sort of like a neutral thing when it comes to your credit score. A 0% utilization basically shows that you're not using the credit on that specific card, so it's not going to hurt your score, but it's not really going to help it either. So a low single-digit utilization is better than a 0% utilization if we're looking at things strictly in terms of boosting your score, but then a 0% utilization can be better than a utilization that's in the range of 10 to 30%, and all those are going to be better than having a much higher credit utilization of above 30%. Credit utilization is also calculated by looking at each credit card account you have individually, as well as across all of your credit card accounts combined. And in many situations, all it takes to drop your credit score is having a very high statement balance reported on just one credit card from a single one-time purchase. For example, a common thing that I'll see is that somebody opens up an Apple card to take advantage of the 0% financing offered on new Apple products, and then they get, let's say, a $5,000 credit limit, but they buy a $2,500 MacBook Pro. They let a month go by and their statement closes with a $2,500 statement balance, and even though they plan to pay off that $2,500 interest-free at 0% over the course of the next 3 years, their credit score immediately decreases because they're running the Apple card at a 50% utilization. Even if that person has a bunch of other credit cards with low utilizations, that one account there is going to be holding their score back from being as high as it should be otherwise. However, that's going to lead me to step number 3 here, which is to relax and reset, because it's not the end of the world if something like this happens to you, and you can actually reverse this drop in your credit score pretty quickly. So again, maybe you just made a larger one-time purchase like a laptop or some furniture for a new house, which is actually the one thing that spiked my credit utilization and dropped my credit score like I mentioned at the beginning of this video. But the important thing to do when this happens is just to take a deep breath and then realize the good news is credit utilization has no memory. So unlike payment history, which is a factor that affects around 35% of your credit score, where a single missed payment can stay on your report for up to 7 years while negatively impacting you, credit utilization on the other hand is going to reset each and every month, and then each and every month your credit score is going to basically rise and fall to reflect that. So for me, when I bought some furniture using my credit cards towards the end of 2025 and beginning of 2026, I wasn't really actively trying to pay down my statement balance that early to become hyper optimized with low utilizations because there wasn't really any need to, and because of that my credit score just dropped a bit. Now the whole point anyway of having an 800 plus credit score is to get the very best interest rates on any types of loans you might need, or to get approved for the best credit cards. And since I just got a new mortgage and I was not trying to open up any new cards at that time, I didn't really care that I had like a 10% utilization on one card or a 20% utilization on another. So all I did was I just continued paying off my full statement balance by the payment due date, so that obviously I never paid any interest. But then to boost my credit score back up to 810 after it bottomed out at 766, all I did in the following month's billing cycle is I just made an early payment like I showed you guys to lower my balance down to 1% of my credit limit before the statement closing date, and then all of a sudden my score shot right back up. Now there are some newer credit scoring models that do look at your credit utilization trends over time, but those are not really as widely used right now, so you don't really have to worry about them. So my best advice here is that it's okay if your credit score just drops a bit in the short term because of high utilization, since over the long term you can fix that pretty easily. Remember, your credit score is just another tool you have for your personal finances, so it's a good idea to kind of just keep utilization under control when you can if it serves a purpose for getting you approved for loans or for credit cards. But in my opinion, I don't think you really have to obsess over constantly having those low single-digit utilizations all the time. Now, all of that was how you can manipulate your credit utilization to manually boost your credit score, but there's also a few other tips I have to lower utilization in a much more natural and hands-off kind of way, which is going to be step number 4 in this video. So in that credit utilization equation, we take the statement balance on a certain card and then divide that by the card's credit limit to get a percentage. And like we just talked about, the main way to lower that percentage is to decrease the top numerator part of that equation. So again, instead of a $1,000 balance divided by a $3,000 limit for a 33% utilization, we can lower that to $30 divided by $3,000, which is a much better 1%. But let's say that for some reason, we're just not really that interested in micromanaging our utilization by making those early payments before the the statement closing date like we talked about. So the other option we have to lower our utilization is to actually increase the bottom denominator of that equation, which means increasing our credit limits. So just for easy numbers here, if we had the same $1,000 statement balance versus a $3,000 limit for a 33% utilization, what if instead of paying down that $1,000 balance early, we just had a $50,000 credit limit? In that scenario, we can let that $1,000 balance get reported on the statement closing date without really worrying about it dropping our credit score, because $1,000 versus a $50,000 credit limit is only a 2% credit utilization. And again, those numbers are just for easy math here, because going from a 3K limit to 50K all at once is not a very realistic jump, but getting credit limit increases is definitely doable with just a few tips to keep in mind. So tip number one, like I keep saying, always make your credit card payments on time and in full, because having that track record of on-time payments is really going to show lenders that you're being responsible with whatever existing credit you've been given. Number two, don't request a credit limit increase on a card you don't really use too much. So make sure you're actively putting spending on a certain card and then paying that down, and just do that for a few months so that a credit limit increase actually makes a lot of sense for the issuer of that credit card to give you. Number three, if you ever have any income increases, then make sure to let the issuers know about that as well, because to them, the money that you make is going to have a direct correlation with your ability to handle any sort of higher limits they might want to give you. And tip number four, sometimes the best way to get a higher credit limit might not even be to ask for a higher limit on a card you already have, but it might be by opening a new credit card instead, because then you can get both a new credit limit and a valuable sign-up bonus at the same time. I'll leave some links down below in the description to a few of my favorite credit cards that offer some great bonuses if you want to check those out. But another bonus pro tip I have here is that some issuers will actually allow you to move credit limits between cards as well. So let's say you've got one card that you're using on a lot of everyday spending with a $5,000 limit, and instead of asking for a credit limit increase on that card directly, you just open up another card with that same issuer to get a separate credit limit of, let's say, $10,000 along with a valuable sign-up bonus. What you might be able to do later on is then turn around and ask that issuer to move some of that credit limit from the new card over to the old card, because maybe the old card just had some benefits or multipliers that you like. So let's say you move $5,000 from that new card's limit. Now you've doubled the credit limit on your old card, which you can keep using, but you've also got a new card with a separate leftover $5,000 limit that's now going to start reporting on-time payments to help your credit score as well, and you took advantage of a nice sign-up bonus that could be worth a lot of money. Now personally, I don't recommend opening too many new credit cards too quickly, because you don't want to lose track of things and then just have all these statement closing dates and payment due dates that are spread out all over the place. But one other tip I have here to help with this is to change your payment due dates to fall on the same date or very close to the same date if possible. Many issuers actually allow you to request a new payment due date right within your account, and this is something I did a while ago with all my credit cards by just making all my due dates fall somewhere around the 23rd to the 25th of every month. So now all my billing cycles are pretty much aligned, so that way I can make any early payments to lower my utilization if I have to, and I can also make any final payments before the due dates as well. So yeah, lowering credit utilization and just understanding how all that stuff works can be a huge help in boosting your credit score or just preventing it from dropping randomly in the future. But there's actually several other factors that play a big role in your credit score as well, like payment history, which I mentioned before, plus things like hard inquiries, age of credit, your credit mix, and more. So if you really want to learn what it takes to get an 800 plus credit score and then keep it there, then you definitely have to go ahead and check out this video over here on the screen next that dives into how you can optimize every single factor of your score. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.